Good morning, everybody. I know that was a quick turnaround, right? I literally bounced through that wall and here I am. We're doing an airbrush hour. I'm so excited for this one though, as I am for the rest. But this one I've got to be able to share with you not only brand new cleaning products for your airbrush tool that have been well anticipated, long and waited for. I've also got the inks that Stephanie launched with you last week and I get to play with them here on the show. We've also got silk screens, never seen these before. How wonderful are these? Wonderful newbies for you with the rose designs and the lace in all of your screen printing silk screen fabulousness. Okay, there's loads to look forward to on this show, but if you are an avid airbrush crafter or you've recently invested in the system, this show is not only for you because you're going to learn more tips, techniques and how to use it, but also how to keep it clean. Now, I've been asked a few questions about the cleaning and functionality of the airbrush tool, and those questions are all to be answered during this show, so please keep your comments coming through, keep me company. Anything you want to know, ask it. But also, I'm going to share as much as I can with you within the hour that we've got together. Before I do go into the show with all of the details, I just want to give you all a warm welcome here to the show at Highlight Crafts. We're streaming on all our social platforms, of course, being Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the website itself. Now, if you're joining us on Facebook or Instagram, there are two shows. Oh dear. Social live. Oh my goodness. So, oh my god, what's happening? My brain's just gone, give me a minute. There are two live shoppable social media platforms. There we go. Why was that so much work? So basically what that means is, well, if you're joining us on Facebook or Instagram, you not only can watch, but you can also shop. Now, every single item that we have out on all of our counters will have a code against it. Now, those codes will be shared not only on your screen, but we'll share them with you here in person as well. Now, what that means is that if you're joining us on social media, in the comments section where all of you are saying hello and good morning, and it's wonderful to have those hellos and good mornings, I'll get back to you all in just a second, that's where you also type shop plus the product you want to go for. So for example, shop clean is going to get you a brand new cleaning solution, well, cleaning bundle, if you like, here on the show today. Now, that's a fabulous concept of being able to shop, because what happens is as soon as you've typed those codes into the comments, automatically you'll get a little ping notification, you'll get a little message sent to you from us at Highlight Crafts, and that will be a direct message and it'll come straight to you, okay? Now, in that message, there will be a link with your reservation, and all you need to do is go to the messages, click on the link that we've sent you, and that will redirect you straight on over to the Highlight Crafts website. Now, when you do get to the website, all you need to do then is log into your account before you check out. Now, it's actually a really important part of the process, because what's going to happen when you log into your Highlight Crafts account is you're going to get additional discounts along the way. So off your purchases, you're going to save money whilst you're logged in and checking out. You're also going to get free postage when you spend £35 and over after your discounts have been taken off. And you're also going to build up points. Now, points are exciting because they just build up every single time you make a purchase, whether it's £5, £10, £20, £100 or more. Every single time, well, it could be less as well. Every single time you make a purchase, you'll get points, and then all of a sudden you'll notice you've built up all of these points and you've got £20 to spend on something you want. That could be your stencils today, £20. That's it, done, you've used all your points. I know our lovely June, she built up all of her points and her entire Cadence ink collection only cost her 17 pence. How cool is that? So you're going to build up points, and that club membership is free, so don't forget to sign up, okay? So, with that being said, we're also on the website. Join us there. You can watch us, add stuff to your basket live, also shop ahead for the rest of the show and for the rest of today's shows, and you can also join us on YouTube, which is really exciting. It means you can shop, watch anywhere that you want, at home, abroad, traveling, wherever you are. You can find us, okay? We'll find you wherever you are. So, let's have a look, shall we? I've got some updates for you. We're already busy before we've gone into it. Now, your Airbrush Essentials kit, there is only 3 left of this, okay? It's incredibly busy. We've got lots to share with you on the show. Now, your Essentials kit for you. I'm actually going to start with this before we go into the airbrush, because quite a few of you may have already seen your airbrush, and I will go into it for those of you who haven't, because this would also be a great refresher. Maybe you're about to get it out of the box. I know there's some of you at home that have got your scan and cut in the box for like 3 years and you're almost making it vintage. Well, you're going to get it out of the box, and for your airbrush as well, I'd love to see you using it because it's a piece of kit you will enjoy. Now, your essential kit comes with everything that you see here in this bundle. Now, you're going to get this fabulous product, which I absolutely love. This is your cleaning station, okay? Now, this is a glass container. It has the stand and everything inside. I'm going to fully assemble and demo this for you when we get over to the demo table. But basically, there is an inlet here, and there's a stand and everything for this, all included. I'm going to show you how it all goes together. You pop it inside into the rubber nozzle, just like this. It has an air filter here, so it will allow the air to pass through the barrel of the airbrush gun into here, rotate round, and clean air comes through this side. But what's happening is you're constantly filling the water barrel, allowing it to clean itself and filter and flush through any ink, any residue into this basin, which you then empty and just flush away down the sink. Now, this comes to you with its stand and its additional filter pads, which just go straight inside here, so you're not getting ink dispersing through out of it. It's the cleanest, safest and tidiest way and most effective way to keep your airbrush clean and in tip-top condition. And we said from the very start of the airbrush journey that we will be bringing new pieces of equipment to aid you on that journey and actually give you a better experience overall. Well, it's now here. This is it, okay? We've also got plenty of other items within that bundle for you, which you're gonna love. Now, not only are you gonna get the jar itself, okay, which actually cleans it for you, and bear in mind there is one left of this kit, okay? One left, okay? You're also gonna get here your cleaning needle. Now this is fully protected in 2 barrels, which you anti-clockwise unthread. Inside here you get your super fine pinpoint needle. Now this, I really want you to be all extra super safe with something like this. It's incredibly sharp, okay? And that's why it's got a metal casing over the top. Now the reason why you've got this in that bundle is that inside your airbrush kit here, when you take the nozzle off the end of your airbrush, you do have that needle there, the very same needle, but that needle is designed to fit through this channel in there. Now cleaning this is meticulous and it can be a little bit tricky if you've got some dried paint in there. Well, you take your needle and actually utilize it through here and it will poke out the end of that nozzle. It's finer than the nozzle and needle inside your airbrush kit, okay? And what that does will put through any dry paint, and then you take it off and use it from the reverse side, lining up that needle just with the hole like that. So it quite... Oh, they're all allocated. So it sits through inside the channel. That's how important this is. You are going to love this. Please always keep it nice and safe. Gently wipe it down, only in one direction. Never wipe from the needle down. Always wipe with a piece of kitchen roll or a damp cloth from that way out. Now, as Sophie just said, they are all fully allocated. I don't know if we can get more. I hope we do. Is there any more of this on its own, do we know? Or is that it? Is this all of the bundle gone?
We have Shop Clean.
Shop Clean. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so we do have your cleaning bundle still available.
We
That.
have the primer and thinner on its own.
Okay, great.
That might be a quirk of the system.
Okay, right. So we still have for you at the moment available your cleaning bath on its own. Now the cleaning bath here together comes with your additional filter pads, it comes with your jump rings that have your cleaning brushes on there, and it comes with the stand and glass jar individually. Now this is Shop Clean, it's $24.99. If you've already got any additional pieces of equipment such as your thinners and primers and additional cleaning utensils, this here for you. This doesn't come in there, does it? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, that comes with that bit.
Oh, that comes with that bit. Sorry, a little bit of confusion there. Just want to make sure it's clear for all of you at home that you can type Shop Clean for $24.99. You're going to get all of what you see there, okay? So you're going to get that ultra fine, super special needle. I'm so glad you get that in the bundle. My goodness, you're going to love that. It's amazing. You can almost clean the airbrush tool with any blockage alone with that. Then you're going to get these bristle brushes and the ones without the bristles on, so you've got your ultra fine, and these will work into all different channel widths and all of that. Additional filter pads, because you interchange the filter in the top of here, okay, so you can take that out and clean your filter pads. And I'm going to show you all this at demo, but it's just so exciting. That there for you is $24.99. Shop Clean for all of that. You've then got these on their own, okay? Now this is your airbrush primer, okay, and you've also got your airbrush thinner. Now these two products come to you for just $12.99, which is ridiculous. It's a great price, especially for any airbrush medium. Now your thinner and your actual primer do exactly what they say. One is a primer for surfaces, okay? So you're going to use this, and it's the perfect fluid consistency for your airbrush, but you can also add your thinner to it, okay? Your thinner can go with your primer, but you can also use your thinner with other mediums, so like acrylics. You can use your thinner Lots of airbrush inks out there. Maybe you've collected some water-based inks over the years and you want to use them in your airbrush tool. Most of them are absolutely fine being water-based, but you may need to add some thinner to them as some are thicker than others. Now that thinner is a perfect solution to pass through the airbrush gun. Use the pipette just to gently add a few drops into it. It will automatically make the consistency thinner, but allow it to flow much easier without quick drying. Now, the two of these can be used together. Shake well before you use either of them, but both bottle quantities here that you've got are, I believe they're about 150 ml. Oh yeah, 120 ml you've got in each one of those, and that's a lot of medium inside there. So you're getting 240 ml of product here for $12.99. So shop Prime to go for those two, okay? Let's have a little look. Oh, Jane Preston, good morning to you. Says my brother used to do air spray paint just like that, and he went to festivals doing tattoos, making quite a bit of money. Just an idea for you if you're getting to festivals very, very cheap. Jane, that's a brilliant idea. I know someone who also did the same as that, and they would make almost half their yearly wage at a festival doing airbrush tattoos, and it was so fun to do. It looked amazing. They use stencils with correct inks for body paint as well, the ones that we're using today for craft, but you can buy airbrush inks to use with the airbrush gun that we have on the show, and of course you can use those for your bodies as well for tattoos. We'll just make sure you avoid anything like eyes and stuff like that. Talking of the airbrush, I'm going to quickly give you an introduction as well onto the airbrush kit if you've not already got it, because today would be a great opportunity to invest into it given the fact that we're also launching the cleaning products with it. Now, this here is Shop Brush, and it's just $34.99. Now, out there in the world, you can see and find airbrushes, and I am completely transparent with you all the time that the products that we share with you here, we do the best and the greatest pricing we can do, but you're also getting the education with it, okay? So when we stood here sharing with you the products, we also demo them. We also give you all of the cleaning tips, the how-tos, the do's and the don'ts, everything that you need to know to be able to get the best out of that product. And our customer service is exceptional. We pride ourselves on all customer service. If there's a query, a question, anything at all that you have to ask, we make sure it's answered soon as possible for you and find the solution to that issue. Now that means for you out there, you could find an airbrush for £100, you may be able to find one for £20, but you may not get the same results. But $34.99 for an airbrush is brilliant, okay? I have an airbrush at home, one that was a compressor. It's much more expensive. It's fine, it's great, but there's a lot of cleaning involved, and also it's quite restrictive. But everyone has their choices, and everyone has the choice to make. But this airbrush tool, we've all tried this. We have loved working with it. It's rechargeable, it's adaptable. There's no cord tethering to your station, which means you can do wall art, paper craft, mixed media. You can do the lot. You can go into all of the different angles, geometric spaces, and have fun with it. Now this for you, it comes with its own USB-C charger, so it pops into a USB port and charges up. Now, when I've used mine continuously over an hour, it hasn't gone out of battery, but I always just put it on charge after I've used it until the light stops showing. Now, the one that you're getting here today is this wonderful green colour, but it has a two-step power motion, which means you turn it on, and then you can do a lower setting and then off. Okay, so you do have two power settings. It has a micro air compressor inside here, which draws air in through the casing of the airbrush tool itself. You can almost not see where it draws that air in, but it's actually through all of these ports here. So it brings the air through and it comes out of this threaded nozzle here at the top. That then takes you to all the other instruments that you get. You're going to get in here your threaded barrel, and that then goes just across the top of the airbrush tool like this. And this here has the trigger inside it, which you pull back to create, of course, that airflow and ink blend. You also get this nozzle at this side, which you turn to reduce the amount the trigger can come back or increase the amount it can come back, giving you a larger spray. You have the front of the airbrush tool as well, which again has that ultra fine needle tip inside there with the encasing. Just be super cautious and super safe when removing this, because again, it's very sharp. Maybe wear some gloves if it's the first time you're doing it. You get two pans included with this. Your first being your much larger, and these of course thread into the top. I always use the larger one. It's a personal preference of mine, but you do have your smaller one. They've got a pinprick hole in the top so it doesn't create a vacuum. It allows a continuous flow, and you do get a smaller one included. It's entirely up to you which you want to use. Along with that, you are also going to get cleaning brushes, a pipette, and rubber O-rings if you need to replace them through any overtime of use, anything like that, or maybe you lose one down the sink. That entire kit is $34.99. It's brilliant. It's such a good tool. It's lightweight, it's easy to use, it's adaptable. If you're going to be going on to so many different surfaces in different areas, it all comes apart. It is in a wonderful carry case as well. It's all got its own little space where it's stored. I think you're going to find it really exciting. Oh, Wendy says, David, I've just covered the jar with the holographic. Might get some flowers. Oh, might make some flowers later to decorate. I used a heat gun around the bottom. Oh, fabulous. Wendy, did the heat gun work? I imagine it will have made it a little bit softer. Thank you for sharing that. I love that you've literally done that. As soon as that show's finishing and we've come straight in here, that's wonderful to share. Thank you so much for everybody getting in touch. It's wonderful to have your company. Right, okie dokie. So, what we're going to do now is have a look at some silk screens that we've got. Okay, now these are new here at Highlight Crafts, and these are wonderful. Now, silk screens are a massively new trend. Now, I've not shared these with you here before, and these are exquisite. You're going to get the pair of them in this bundle. I just know for a fact these are going to sell out. You've got a wonderful lace design here that's A4 pretty much in size. You've got this wonderful lace panel with the border that goes with it, and you can cut these screens. The manufacturer of these screens do say that you can wash up to 15 times before the tackiness on the back of the screen is reduced. I found you can wash it far more times than that. Just make sure you're naturally letting it air dry or using a cool hairdryer to dry the screens before placing it back onto the carrier sheet. You're going to get your lace work, and you're also going to get your rose. The rose is just amazing. You also get this almost peony rose, like a big massive blush rose in the corner for you to create onto furniture pieces. I can visualize sideboards, dressing tables, all sorts being done in this. These screens are so easy to work with. They're made from an ultrafine mesh. I'm going to show you them at the demo area because you can airbrush through them, or you can use a squeegee and put your metal leaf Mixion through them, and then you can gild with the Mixion. You can airbrush, you can use your pastes through them, use your gessos through them. You can also use acrylics through these, fabric paints, the lot. It's screen printing, but just on an incredibly well, craftable budget, should I say, because they are great. I love these. I've had such a good fun with them. When we first launched them in the first range that we did, they went bonkers, and I'm so glad we've managed to get more in. So those are your two silk screens, $19.99 for the pair of them. It's shop stencil to go for those. We have also got some inks for you. Now, these sets we've had on previously. There's two different sets here. In each one, you do get 15 colours. Shop Artist is your first set. Now, these are great for going onto ceramics, onto wood. They'll go onto metal, paper, all of that sort of stuff. On fabric, they're not machine washable, but you, of course, can seal them if you wanted to. But I tend to work with them on things like tote bags for a decorative finish, giving you a wonderful design. They blend exquisitely. In these packs as well, there is some colours that have metallic tones to them. For example, that one's Shop Artist at $27.99. And then you've got Shop Specialist. Now, this one in here has neon colours in it as well, but it does also have metallics. Now, metallics have been a big question since we've launched the Airbrush. And it's, can I make my own mica mixes to go through it? Now, you can do, but you may find that it will block it. All micas are different. Some are ultrafine, some are like powder, some are like dust. Some will have more of a flake texture to them. So that means that some can block your airbrush, and without knowing exactly the ones you have at home, it's hard to determine whether it will or won't block the airbrush. So having an airbrush ink that's metallic, formulated for that process, is perfect. That's what you want to go with. Now you've got a gold, you've got a copper, you've got a silver metallic tone in there, and you've got a green. So you can use those to create stunning effects on darker surfaces as well as light. So this one here, I use the metallics on this one, and I use the gold as like an overcoat, so you can see you get that wonderful sort of metallic flash on the top of here, but that was using the airbrush tool on just a piece of white ceramic. That's how it looked, and that's how it's ended up, and it was so easy to do, so you've got to have a go at doing something like that. Even if it's just a charity shop find and you want to do a bit of upcycling, the airbrush is fabulous for it. Great for furniture decoration as well. So those are your two bundles of paint. We've also got this here, okay? Now these are your iridescence inks, okay? We have them in different collections for you. We're going to start with Shop Jewel, okay, which I believe the Jewel one. Let me just have a look, make sure I've got the right one here. Middle, I believe, middle here. Yes, I think that's the one. Shop Jewel, $24.99 for your jewel tone colours. Now these all have a precision tip to them. So the top tip area of the bottle is super, super fine. meaning you have got perfect dispersed ink into here. In fact, I will open this for you. I'll do it at demo, so I'm not going to make a mess. But you've got the spring-loaded cap inside there as well. Now, these are all iridescent colours. So you do have mica in there, but they're a beautiful selection. $24.99 for your airbrush inks. Now, when these first launched, I was in Turkey, but I did watch the show with Stephanie, and they are wonderful. These colours are just incredible. We've also got for you Shop Rich. Now your rich tones here down at the bottom have your reds, your really bold, solid colours inside here. But look at that green. Look at those. Aren't they just absolutely gorgeous? Shop Rich $24.99 is going to get you those ones. And then we do also have for you Shop Opulent. Now Shop Opulent is going to land you with these opulent selection of colours. Even if you just want to mix and match when you get them home, you can see that the interference over here. Right, okay. I've dropped lemon, and I'm going to come back to the word lemon in a minute because there's a meaning for that on the show. But I've just absolutely bulldozed through there. Probably mix that up. But look at those colours there together. Is that not just exquisite? They're dreamy, aren't they? Now that's Shop Opulent, $24.99. These inks will go through your airbrush gun as well. And talking of lemons, if you type the word lemon into the comments, you'll be entered into the spin the wheel, and we will spin the wheel at the end of the show. So make sure to type the word lemon in. Sophie picked that because she loves lemons. So that's why we've got lemon on the show for you. So make sure to type that in now and you'll get entered into the prize draw. We've also got some more silk screens before we do go over to demo, and I will come back and have a look at the rest of this. So I'm going to very briefly go through here for you. We've got one...
The fee is all allocated.
Oh, this one's only allocated. That one there. We've also got your butterflies, bumblebee and dragonfly. We don't have lots of these left. So this one's Shop Butterfly. You can see there, wonderful butterfly and dragonfly scene inside there. 4 different screens to divide up and cut into. $9.99, that's a great price. Shop Butterfly. We've then got your dandelion here. See your dandelion head. Also £9.99. Shop Lion for this one. It's A5 inside. That would look great on glassware. That would look absolutely fabulous on a wine glass. You've then, of course, here got your fairies as well. This one's Shop Fairy. It's an A4 silk screen, but divide it up and create different sizes, so like maybe A6 or A5. Again, photo frame. Stephanie did one of these with the airbrush, and it looked wonderful. £14.99 is going to get you that one. And then you also do have your insects one, which has got your bugs, your butterflies, your dragonflies, beetles, bumblebees, all of those things on here for you. $14.99 for that one. Right, okay, so we're going to have a look now at demo with our airbrush tool, and I'm going to talk to you about that cleaning kit, okay, because this is fabulous. So it's Shop Clean to get hold of the cleaning kit itself. Comes with everything that you need in its little box. So we're going to talk through the kit and how it works. So it's going to come to you, all nicely wrapped. You can keep it in the box if you want to. So what I'm going to do is you've got all these additional filter pads. Bless you, Katie. Did very well at hiding that sneeze. I wish I could do that. Honestly, when I do it, the cup of tea goes in the air, the alarm goes off, everything. Right, okay, so I'm going to put this bubble wrap down because I've got a glass mat and I don't want it to be clattering. So with this, it just unthreads. In here, you've got a rubber seal around the top, but then also inside there, you've got the stand. Now the stands are adaptable for this lid section. So pop that back on like this, and it's got a clockwise lock-in, so it locks into place like that. And then all you need to do is pop your stand on, that goes in here like this, and then you have another one that goes just under here like that. So I'm just going to pop that into place. There we go, and it's a little push fit. And what that does is it stops it from tippling over or toppling over when you've got the airbrush inside it. Oh, is something else gone?
Yeah, the dandelion and the paintbrush thinner.
Okay, so the dandelion screen has gone, and also the thinner for the primer bundle has also gone. Right, so the way this works is you've then got the stand, the nozzle goes in, and then that's it. It's like this. You could literally leave it on as you're filling it up. All you need is a jug of water, okay? So when you've been using it, for example, I'm going to put some water inside the top of the airbrush gun, and you can see as soon as you turn it on, I've got spray coming through. What you would do is pop it inside here and spray it, and you would start to filter it through. So you're probably thinking, well, you're not cleaning it at the moment, that's just got water in it. But what's happening here, if I turn the airbrush gun off, is the filter In fact, actually, I've put a few in there. I need one inside it. So take those out. I'm storing them. You only need one in there. Okay, so what that does is when you've got this on like that, there will be, I don't know if you can see it, a slight little bit of air. I don't know if it'll come up on the camera, but I can see it here. Can you see it, Katie? It's like a steaming kettle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah,
all
there
of
you go.
this sort of mist coming out from there. Now, to stop that happening, because air needs to flow through, one of the filters goes just on the top of there, because this might not just be clean water, it could be red ink, it could be anything. So that goes on top of there. Now, if we've been using one of our inks, let's pour the water out. And I'm just going to use a tiny bit of ink just to be able to share with you how the cleaning process works. Okay, so you've been using your airbrush tool. All you then do is you fill it up with water. It's got the ink in there. Fill it with a bit of water like this. Okay, and start to filter it through. Turn your airbrush gun on and let it start to go through. Now you will of course start to see the coloration eventually on the inside of the glass, and it will start to fill up with coloured water inside here. But then all you do is keep your finger on it. It keeps the airbrush in place, so it's in the holster. It's in the rubber holster just there. Keep filling with water. It stops it drying out. It filters it through completely. When you can start to see that the barrel is becoming clean, take that excess coloured water inside here, pour it away. So you're flushing that away. Load it back into here like this. Fill it back up with water. Again, just one more time. And you want to turn it on, pull the trigger back. That's going to filter it through. And then the last thing you need to do now is turn it off. Then it goes finger over the top, back on, pull back and bubble it like that, okay? So that bubbling motion, what that's doing is it's allowing the air to come to the nozzle. You've blocked it with your finger. It goes back with the water up through the pan. So you're actually pushing it back on itself. So over the end, pull it back and it bubbles. And then what you want to do with that solution is feed that through, because any ink that's got into any part of the chamber inside here that's just created a little blob will be stuck there, and having a reverse motion flushes it back. So all of that excess water goes back in here. Now your airbrush is perfectly clean. So inside this actual little pot that we've got going on, you will eventually start to get different coloured water, but also this ink filter pad on here will eventually start to turn a different colour, and that's because that little fine mist is building up. But look at that, now all of that dirty water is collected inside here, and we now have a lovely clean airbrush gun to work with. So keep that locked on place. You probably need to empty it every couple of weeks because it'll just build up with all the water. And let's actually use our airbrush, shall we? I've got the tablet here. I'm just going to move this to one side because I'll end up airbrushing it. And as well, make sure to type the word lemon in. Keep it in there because we've got lemons coming through. We just need to make sure it's just one lemon that we're typing in, and then you'll be entered into the spin the wheel. Okay, so if you want to do simple airbrushing, quick techniques, I might have got some tissue somewhere. Oh dear. One underneath here. I'm just going to grab one of my kitchen rolls, everybody, because it's always good to have someone stand by. If you're new to the airbrush family, this is how it works. It's so simple and so easy. I always have a mat down to protect the surface as well that you're working on. So you need to make sure all surfaces are always covered, because these inks, when they're on there, okay? So let's cover all this up a little bit. There we go. And what that's going to do is just collect any overspill of air. Now, as a simple start, I'm just going to take one of these little ceramic pots. There we go. Wonderful. And then we're going to use some of our silk screen. So these ceramic pots are great. They are rough to the surface, which Katie seems to love. And we're going to go in with our inks now. With these inks here are wonderful, okay? Now, I'm actually going to, you can work directly from the bottle if you want to remove that. So you can pour in from the bottle if you want to, and they all have a little cap on. But make sure to give them a good mix before you do. You want to shake up any of that iridescence in there, and you can take it off and use a little cocktail stick to mix it through fully. Let's have a little look. And I'm going to pour some in, okay, inside here. So let's just take that off. Do you know what I should be using right now? Our fabulous little tool that I had on last night. There we go. I'm just going to pour some of that inside here. There we go. Perfect consistency. And at this point, you can use thinner if you want to, along with it. My pipette, never mind. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of this in just for the moment. There we go. Tiny little bit. So you'd want to use your thinner, okay, inside here. There we go. And then you just want to gently mix that through with your cocktail stick, just inside here. and we can start to watch the flow coming through. Now I don't always keep the lid on mine. You can do, but you don't have to. So pop that in here and the colour will start to come through, and you'll see you'll start to get that wonderful blend of colours so quickly and so easily. Look at that, okay? And constantly keep your finger ready to go back on that trigger, okay? Keep it ready and placed, ready to go. Now, if I want to start to change colour, we can do a transition, but we can also clean out, okay? Maybe we want to go for a red now and create a match or maybe sort of a blend in the middle. So we go back to our cleaner like this, bring that back in, turn it on and release it through, let it filter through, pour any excess out of here, but then instead of constantly trying to flush it around, and take it all apart, add a bit of water into the airbrush gun, pull the trigger back, let it flow through just like this. Again, a bit more clean water. There we are, let it flow through, turn it off, empty it out into the sink, whereas I've got a little bowl just there. Fill it back up with clean water again, and let that also filter through. There we are, like that. So you're keeping on top of maintenance with your airbrush gun. That's really important. Now I'm just going to filter through any water. Then we're going to go to a red ink. So I'm just going to grab one of my reds. Let's have a look just there. I'm going to go from red towards the top now of that little pot that we've created. So both inks are fabulous. You've got iridescence and you've got block colours. So if you're going for your opulence or your jewel, or you're going for your artistry or specialist, you're going to get wonderful colours either way. So then with this one, I'm now just going to go across the top like this and just meet the colours in the middle. There we are. So my ink's just about run out. So what I'm going to do, instead of using more ink, I'm just going to top that up with a bit of water. Just like that, because that'll filter any of that ink down to the bottom of the barrel. There we go. Just like that. And then just gently go back over any of those areas again, just to reapply any of that. And then you're creating your wonderful little airbrush blends on loads of ceramics, glassware, paper crafts. It's so quick and easy to do. If you've not tried airbrushing, please give it a go. If you've ever struggled blending with a brush, okay, and you've struggled to create that seamless blend, look how easy the cleanup is as well. You literally clean up, pop it in your trolley, and you're good to go. I'm just going to clean that out again, but if you've ever tried to blend with a brush and you've struggled, I have. I struggle quite often trying to do it. This is the easiest way to work with blends. You literally just add different inks to the brush and let it go through. So again, I'm just going to clean that through. I'm going to do the finger over the nozzle. There we are. Pour that out, it makes a fun noise as well at the same time. It's exciting. And then last, fill up with clean water. So always have a jug of water with you. It's the best thing to have. It will prevent any blockages ever forming. Clean that through. Turn the airbrush gun off. Never leave your airbrush gun as well stood there for a while on like that, because what's happening is air is going straight up through from the compressor, down the chamber and out the fine nozzle. Now if that was just to be continuously going and there was ink in that barrel, you eventually will dry anything in that chamber. So you want to make sure that you're keeping that nice and clean and turned off, okay? So there's some updates for you. Shop clean of your cleaning bundle. There is one left of this, okay? There is only one left available, I'm afraid. So if you want to be the person to get hold of it, it is Shop Clean. It's $24.99 for your airbrush cleaning bundle, okay? It comes with everything that you need. Not only this, it also comes with all of the smaller little brushes to go inside here for all of the chamber cleaning, that ultra fine needle nozzle, which as I mentioned is so important for you. This has that really fine needle inside here with that ultra fine tip which pierces straight through the center of that outlet, and that gives you optimum cleaning. You can also see as well there that the needle comes to a flat edge to give you an even finer detailed precision point with something like that. Please always keep it super safe inside its little metal chamber and its carry case. You get the cleaning brushes, you get the bare wired cleaning rods, and you also get the filter pads as an additional as well. You can clean those as well, but replacing them is just as quick. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go in with one of our silk screens. Okay, now you can use them on canvases if you wanted to. Canvases are great with silk screens. You can use them on glassware. You can use them on all sorts. But we're going to do some lovely little blends with our silk screen. So let's take our canvas like this. Now, a canvas is porous. You can go onto a black canvas. In fact, actually, what should we do? Now I'm torn. I'm actually going to start with the rose. Let's start with the rose. and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the rose screen in half. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this is I want to work with just that corner element. So that's your rose area. There's your shop stencil for these. Now, these screens are really easy to clean. Always keep water with you or a tap to run it under, and you peel it from one side like this. And the screen itself is adhesive. You've seen myself, Stephanie, and Mel working with these on quite a few different projects. So you want to take that and keep this, okay? So let's take this to the project. So let's say we're putting it in the corner of our card or our canvas, wherever it's going. And you want to just gently use your finger just to smooth that down. You don't need to apply a great amount of pressure at all with something like that, okay? And then all I'm going to do is take some tape. Okay, so we're going to take a ream of tape like this. And then we're going to take some tissue and we're just going to place it around the stencil. So I'm going to place just some there, some here, and then also some towards the top. Oh, there we go, tore that the wrong way. Like that, perfect. So I'm going to take this and just divide that up. So now I'm actually joining all of these pieces here together. And what that's going to do is stop any additional airbrush flow going underneath those tissues onto my border. So just a little tip for you to create a bit of additional masking. And then what I'm going to do is take a colour to work with. Now, I'm tempted, very tempted to use our gold inside here. I think I might have to actually. We're going to try and do a gold rose. Okay, so I'm going to pop our gold metallic. With the metallics, you want to give them a really good shake. This is from Shop Specialist, okay? It's $27.99. Take the lid off and you want to go straight in there with your metallic. Okay, so I'm popping it inside and we're going through a screen for this. And you want to just flush through any additional water. So you can use this on a tissue. So if I grab a tissue here, it's always good to keep for blotting. Grab your airbrush gum, turn it on, and just spray through, and there you go, until you get that gold. And that just absorbs any water that was left in the chambers. So now we're going to go straight onto our screen and just gently start to build up with our metallics, okay? Just like that. And we're going to see what our metallics look like through our silk screen. I'm excited to see this. So now I'm going to take my silk screen away, and you're going to keep that carrier sheet because it will be going back on here in a few minutes. Peel it back off and let's see what we've got, shall we? Ooh, that looks nice. Look at this. So I went on very, very lightly with that, but it gave us a wonderful metallic rose through that stencil there, which is a wonderful image. If you want to go freehand with the metallics as well, just to show you, you can see there that wonderful airbrushing. And what I did on this, so if I was to grab this piece here that I created, you could go back over the darker areas with this. You see where it's darker in the middle? Could take the gold and start to build up and make that gold there in the middle. So now I've got that wonderful gold metallic center to it. So it will go as colour on colour and also directly onto a dark surface. But let's just make some wonderful gold pearlescent card with our airbrush, just like that. And then, look at that. That is gorgeous. And you've got that wonderful metallic background with this one. Again, this is Shop Specialist, $27.99 for those. Great price on them. Absolutely brilliant price for that one. Now we want to clean our airbrush tool again, so it goes straight back inside the cleaning station. We're going to add water to it to filter out that metallic that's inside there. Just add your water straight to the top of your pan. Remember, the cleaning and the thinning and primer has now sold out, but we do have just one of these left available, okay? So keep it in there, keep it filtered through, and then take that excess water out. And then one final clean with our water, we'll take it through. Now, I'm going to use a different stencil because I want to show you how you can lay your colours up. So I'm going to think about which colours I'm going to work with. I'm going to work with some blues. There we are, that's nice and clean for us. So I'm going to take my cleaning station, just pop it out of the way for the moment. I'm going to rest my Silk Screen Stencil in the water because you can leave it resting in water for quite a while and clean it afterwards. That's just going to stop any ink drying on that. I would suggest using something like a brush to clean it, a nice stipple brush or something like that to give it a good clean, and then lay it flat out and then put it back on that carrier sheet. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I've got some stencils. Let me have a look. Whereabouts are my stencils? There we are, just here. And these are our gilded line stencils. There's loads of different stencils on the website that you can work with. And we've also got our silk screen ones, which we're going to use as well. Now, I'm going to do a quick layer for you with different finishes. So, I've got some stencil spray. I'm going to save my embossing one out for now. And I'm going to work with, let's have a look. We're going to work with all of our details. So, I want to add in some definition afterwards. So, that's number 2, and that's number 1. So, let's go in with, of course, number 1 first. I'm going to get some thick, heavy-duty card. Have a look. So I'm going to use some of our Posh card for this, which works really well with the airbrush. So if you've got any of your Posh card, I would definitely suggest working with it. I'm going to stencil spray onto each layer, okay? So I'm just going to... I've cornered my bin. There we go. So I'm going to bring my bin round here. So you'll get a lovely little flash of the bin. Look at that. Oh, star of the show. There we go. The bin's in shot. And if you haven't done already, remember you can still get your airbrush gun today. It's $34.99 for that. It's a fabulous piece of equipment. If you've not yet tried it, please give it a go. You will love it. So I'm just going to add some spritz, some stencil spray to this stencil and go on with this one first. I'm not going to mask any of my edges down. We don't need to because we're going to trim that around afterwards. I've got a hairdryer with me as well, so we can always dry it afterwards. So any water, take out of there. I'm going to start with one of my lighter colours, but we're going to use a baby blue. I've also got a very dark blue, okay, and I've also, what other colour could we use in here? Maybe we could use a green. I'm trying to think of different layers that we could work with. There's so much to choose from, and this is where it gets tricky. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add some water, not water, I'm going to add some white into here, and then I'm also going to add some of the baby blue in with it, so it's going to create a very pale blue for us, okay. So we're going to mix our colours together inside the pan before we've actually airbrushed. So give that a nice little mix just inside here. So it's created a wonderful pale blue, and I'm just going to add some more white to build up this in here. The cleaning kit is now all fully allocated, everybody. If you've not already gone for it, I'm afraid it is fully allocated, so if it's in your basket, you are going to need to check out, okay? There we are, so we've got all of the white inside there. And then what I'm going to do is then just give that another mix. Here we are, stir that through. I don't know where this show's going, how is it already 22? And then we're going to start spraying, okay? So we're going to now fill this entire design area with the light blue. So it'll start to come through. Let's just get it to come through here. There we are. So all the way around. And now see we're starting to get that colour. I only wanted it to be very faint for the first part of the process. Making sure to go around all of the edges with that. And then going into the circle in the centre. And you can see it's only a very faint blue to begin with, but we need it to be nice and soft because we're building our colours up, okay? Could have put a bit more blue in there, but I think actually this is going to work well for us. Here we are, all the way around. I'm just layering up. Now before I now take this off, all I'm going to do is gently give it a blast with my heat tool. So I'm using a hairdryer for this, making sure it's nice and warm. I'm going to dry this off. And I've not removed the stencil. I'm drying it while the stencil is still in place because I don't want to have to reline that back up. The ink on the stencil won't dry though. It's only drying on the card. It's like magic. There we are. So then we're going to go back in with our airbrush and just do a second layer of that lighter colour. There we are. And I'm going to put a tiny bit more white. Okay, just a little bit more white. There we are. Tiny bit more white in there. And a little bit more of the baby blue. It's just going to create us a little bit more colour. There we go. And I love these colours together. They layer up really nicely. So gentle mixing there. You can mix before you pour it into the pan if you want to. It's entirely up to you, whichever method you prefer. There we are. So that's just going to layer back on top of here, just with that light blue colour, all in the corners, just making sure I've gone right up to the edges and I've not missed anywhere. There we go. Now what we can do is take our stencil away. So I'm going to remove the stencil now, like that. And then all I'm going to do is give it a quick blast with the hairdryer. I'm drying the first layer, like this. And the reason why we want our layers to be dry, because each one that we put on top is of course going to want to stick down to that surface area. So if that ink is wet, it won't stick in place. And eventually when this is fully set, the card will go flat. And then what we're going to do is grab our second layer, which is, making sure I've got the right one, number 2. I'm then going to pop a bit of stencil spray on the back of this one. There we are, so all over there. Always spray it over a bin. It's always recommended, I will tell you now. And then what we do is line this one up directly. So that design sits perfectly. over the top of here, like that. So I'm just making sure that's all in place for us. Nice. This is going to be lovely. And then we're going to go in with our baby blue on its own without white this time. So we're going to go in with the pure baby blue, just like that. And then start to spray that through until we get the colour. Wait for it to come through. There we are, we've got it now. So the white filtered through, and now we're going on with just the pure baby blue colour. And we're going to go on top of here and layer up everywhere now, just like that. Look at this. And if you hold it further away, you won't get beading. If you go quite close up, you're going to get beading, which is lots of fine areas of paint sort of grouping together. And that sometimes means you've oversaturated that particular area. That's fine, just let it dry, then go back to it. It's nothing to worry about. You just want to make sure you're not doing it too often. So if I go really close like that, look at that, you get all the beading of paint. But if you do a fine spray, just build it up nice and slowly, okay? So then all I'm going to do now is just quickly give it a blast again to get rid of any of that wet paint. Make sure it's all nice and dry, because then the other layer is going to sit on top of there much nicer. This is going to be, I'm excited for this, I'm looking forward to it. And airbrushing doesn't have to be big home decor pieces, it can be card making, it can be small scale scraps as well, which I like about it. There we go, all around here. And I'm working quite quickly with this because you don't want to focus on the same spot for too long, okay? You don't want to hang around. You want to make sure that you've layered up just enough. Now, it's run out at the right time. So I'm going to take that stencil layer away. So now I've got my colours sat on top of one another, like that, okay? So again, give it a quick blast with the hairdryer. Now you can see those colours, how they've layered up, which looks wonderful. I really like that. It looks like an old sort of vintage tile from the footpaths in Santorini. It's literally all layered up perfectly. And then what I'm going to do is go with our final top coat layer, which is our third stencil. And we're going to layer this one up. Let's have a look. Stencil spray on the back of this. Wonderful. Give it a quick waft. It's a bigger surface coverage. I'm going to line this one up directly on top of all of those. Such a great design. Remember, you can find these on the website as well. And then we're going to go in with dark blue. Okay, so purely dark blue for this one. I'm going to put that straight inside the airbrush pan, like this, and begin to spray through. As we go, it's going to start to come through. Perfect. So you can start to see it there. Now we're going to go through with that much darker colour, okay? See how it's starting to form on the surface? Now what I'm noticing now is I'm getting a little bit of spray, which means my airbrush is requiring a clean. So we're going to clean it in a minute. I'm going to show you just quickly how to clean it out after you've used it, because you want to keep on top of all of your cleaning with this to get the best quality and the best spray out of it. So going all the way around, making sure to cover all of those areas. And if you start to get speckling, which is what I'm getting now, we're going to clean that and stop it from happening, because your ink's going too thick, okay? It's spreading out far too fast, but we've caught it just in the nick of time where we can take our stencil away. Oh, look at that. How wonderful is that? We've got all of that layering done with the airbrushing. It looks wonderful. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. This then just die cut out, or of course using your trimmer. I actually quite like the colour fade around the edge of it. But that there is layering with these. So those self-adhesive stencils as well, you can do this with. I'm just going to quickly show you how to clean out your airbrush gun. All I'm going to do is quickly just take this, and we're going to answer some questions while we do it, because lots of you are getting involved, but my tablet is about to die, unfortunately. Charlene, can you accent over an airbrush ceramic without the colour shifting? You can do, but you need to be quite careful with it. What I would do is go and lay flat with a brush. If you do go too vigorous with the brush, you can activate it, but slow and gentle, it will lay on top of it, okay? But if you were to go back and forth with your brush as your aquastone, and eventually you can reinvigorate that ink and it will start to shift, but let it fully set and it shouldn't move, okay? Just gentle. What I would do, depending on the surface you've gone onto, do a little swatch and do a little fine brush with some aquastone. If it's starting to shift, it's not quite set the same on that surface. But some surfaces like this, it's locked in. This surface is locked in. On certain ones, like glassware, it might not, okay? depending on the ink that you're using, okay? But with an Aquastone, it will seal those in. You just want to make sure you're not reactivating it. So to answer that question, yes, in most cases, it will work fine. Let's have a look. Will there be extra filter pads available to purchase, says Charlene? We'll have a look into that and see if we can figure that one out for you. They are a felt filter pad, so I believe they are very similar to certain filters that are within other different air purifiers and things like that. So you may be able to find replacements if we aren't able to get them in, but we will definitely feed that back and have a look at it for you. I hope that answers that for you. Pam says, fantastic, David. Oh, thank you very much. There's loads of comments and questions coming through, and it's wonderful that they're featured on a product like this because it's really exciting. So I'm just going to, there's only 5 minutes left, I'm going to clean this through. Oh, okay. What have we got?
There is just a question about alcohol inks.
Oh, sorry. Question about alcohol inks. Thank you,
That
Katie.
should be answered.
Let's have a look. Want to scroll through, see if I can see the question about alcohol inks. Oh, it's at the top, is it? Bear with me. Ah, from Joanne. Good morning, Joanne. Sorry, I missed it there. Can I use alcohol ink? Great question. We advise not to use alcohol inks in the airbrush gun, and there's a reason for that, and it's because it atomizes the alcohol, and it's not the best to breathe in. Some people out there in the world do use alcohol inks in their airbrush kit, and they say it's fine, but we advise not to. It's just a safety thing. I also prefer working with water-based mediums. It's much safer, it's easier on your skin, and you're not inhaling any fumes with that one. If you were to use alcohol inks, that would be through guidance of a different brand of ink or a different medium altogether, but we wouldn't recommend it here at Highlight Crafts. But that is just something that we would stand by, okay? If you've got alcohol inks in your stash, don't be inclined to want to have a go with them in here. It is a different effect. Also, not just about the breathing ink part of it, alcohol inks dry incredibly fast. So when you put them into an airbrush gun, certain ones, as soon as it feeds through, they will dry as they're dispersing, and that you don't want to happen because it blocks it, and then you're not going to be able to create your project. So you don't want to do that at all, really. Airbrush just dries ink fast. That's why we're now bringing you specific airbrush inks that are going to work well and not dry on application. So all I'm doing now is I filtered that through, which now means it's nice and clean again. Perfect. Oh, so I've still got a bit of colour. Here, you can hear it go in. Creates that vacuum, release. There we go, just like that, okay? Just make sure to keep it nice and clean so any of that water in there is crystal clear. I'm just going to go back and recap for you a few items that we do have out on the counter while we just have a few minutes left together, okay? Before you then go back with Mel to join her for the second live scan and cut show of the day, which is very exciting. So in here today, the clean bundle has sold out, but the airbrush is still available. We are working on getting more of that clean bundle back in for you. Shop brush to go for your fabulous cordless rechargeable airbrush tool today. Everything that you need comes with the kit. It's just £34.99. It is shop brush. You do get the cleaning utensils, you get the pipette for your ink distribution, you get the charger cable, you get 2 pans as well to keep it filled up and keep it flowing. You get the unit already pre-charged when it's sent out to you. It'll have a couple of minutes charge in there. I would advise popping it on charge until it's charged up. And then you get the 2 refill pans as well. All the kit that you need to be able to create fabulous airbrush finished pieces. We're doing a couple of small projects today. I've done big projects, I've done lamp bases, I've done furniture, I've done all sorts. There is so much to explore, but it's just $34.99 for that brush. These wonderful silk screens that we've got for you today. 2 wonderful designs, incredibly elaborate, but also allowing you to go on to smaller pieces as well. With your airbrush, they work brilliantly, but they also work great with a squeegee, with other mediums, such as your metallics. Going through these with your metallics would look immense. Shop stencil, $19.99. It's your lace and your rose there together. And these are just, I mean, they're brand new. They look exquisite on the surface. Just going to very briefly share with you the Opulent set of inks before we draw a winner, because Shop Opulent, £24.99 is going to get you that wonderful range of Opulent inks. They are gorgeous. You've got your Opulent, you've got your Jewel, and you also have your bold one as well. Sorry, your rich one. $24.99 for those inks, which is a great price considering you're getting that wonderful iridescence with them. Should we quickly draw a winner then? Let's do it, shall we? I'll go grab the wheel, okay? And thank you for joining me for not only the previous show, but this one as well. It's been great to have your company. So, the winner is Karen Halbert. Congratulations, Karen. Well done. Let's see what you've won, shall we? I'll try and get you a good prize. That wasn't the best spin, I'm going to say, but you got 100 points. Congratulations, you got 100 points. Very well done. You will receive a message from us on how to, of course, actually get those points. But thank you so much for joining. Please don't forget to check out your baskets. We have fully allocated on quite a few items on this show, which means that all of that stock is sat in baskets and you need to check out to make sure that it is yours, okay? So please remember to do so. It's been wonderful to have your company. And I will see you very soon. I'll actually see you at 1 o'clock for the card template show. But don't go anywhere. Mel's coming up for you and she'll see you in a few minutes' time. Take care, everybody. Bye.